Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Headlines Now with me, Linda Hercules. Before we move into all the stories in detail, let's take a quick look at the top headlines. Thousands of fishermen lay siege to the Tuticorin port demanding the closure of the Kodunkulam plant. A lawyer rips his shirt and raises slogans during Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's speech in protest against his reforms move. The Prime Minister yet again stresses on the need for reforms to ensure the nation's growth. After Mamta's exit, Prime Minister assures government's numbers to Pranab, Union Minister C.P. Joshi likely to handle the railway ministry. Karnataka High Court stays the 2-year ban on tennis sensations Mahesh Bhupati and Rohan Bopanna till the 30th of June 2014. And it's Mahendra Singh Dhoni to defend pacer Zahir Khan, calling him the Sachin Tendulkar of Indian bowling. News in detail. Protests against the Kodunkulam nuclear plant continue unabated, with thousands of fishermen hailing from the districts of Tuticorin, Kanyakumari and Tirunelveli having laid siege to the port at Tuticorin, demanding the closure of the controversial plant. Nearly 1,000 fishing boats have blocked entry to the Tuticorin harbour, which is situated around 60 miles away from the nuclear power plant. The loading of nuclear fuel, which is on at one of the reactors at the plant, has not in the least dented the determination of the protesters. Moving on, a man raised slogans against Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and attempted to disrupt his speech at a conference at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi today. The protester has been detained for questioning. Just when the Prime Minister was about to begin his speech, the man who was seated in the audience stood up on a table, took off his shirt and began raising slogans like Pradhan Mantri Vapas Jao, meaning Prime Minister go back.
देखिए, निंदनीय है। प्रोटेस्ट और डिमांड करने का हर आदमी को हक है, लेकिन इस तरीके का हक किसी को नहीं दिया जा सकता। देश का प्रधानमंत्री देश की इज्जत है। किस तरह वहां पहुंचा, कोई साजिश तो नहीं है, ये फैसला कानून करेगा। लेकिन साथ साथ मुझे ये कहने में कोई झिझक नहीं है, कोई हिचक नहीं है कि अपोजिशन ने पिछले कुछ दिनों से जिस तरीके से देश को गुमराह किया है, जिस तरीके से गलत बेबुनियाद प्रोपेगेंडा किया है, ये उसका नतीजा।
गुस्से के प्रकटीकरण का अपना अपना अंदाज सबका होता है और वो कौन व्यक्ति हैं, लेकिन इसके बारे में मैं कोई प्रतिक्रिया नहीं दे सकता। लेकिन इतना जरूर है कि एफडीआई रिटेल सेक्टर में जो आ रहा है और जिस तरह से महंगाई बढ़ी है, आम आदमी परेशान है।
Patting the back of the lawyer who disrupted the speech of the Prime Minister, Chief of Regional JDU Sharad Yadav labelled the shirtless protest as an act of individual satyagraha.
ये व्यक्तिगत सत्याग्रह है। उसने जो काम किया है वो व्यक्तिगत शौर्य का काम किया है। कपड़े उतारे हैं, नारे लगाए हैं और कुछ नहीं किया। किसी को न तो व्यक्ति को हार्म किया, न किसी फर्नीचर को कुछ तोड़ा।
तो हम अपील कर, इसने जो भी किया है ये प्रॉपर प्लेटफार्म नहीं था और पार्टी के अध्यक्ष दिल्ली यूनिट ने जो उसको बनाया उनको आज ही हटा दिया, डिजर्व कर दिया यूनिट को कि भविष्य में ऐसे गैर जिम्मेदाराना आदमी को बिना सोचे समझे नहीं बनाना है। किसी को भी हो सकता है कोई टेररिस्ट बन जाएगा।
देश की जनता बहुत ज्यादा दुखी हो चुकी है। सरकार रिफॉर्म्स के नाम पर एक तरह से देश को डिफॉर्म कर रही है। ये रिफॉर्म नहीं है और बिना जनता से पूछे, बिना जनता की भागीदारी के ये सारी पॉलिसीज थोपी जा रही हैं, रेट बढ़ाए जा रहे हैं। तो ऑब्वियसली जनता के अंदर जनता हर तरह का विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रही है। ये जनता का वो जो भी उस आदमी ने किया वो एक तरह से जनता का विरोध दिखाता है, जनता के अंदर का गुस्सा दिखाता है कि अब सर से पानी ऊपर हो चुका है।
Continuing from where he left yesterday's address to the nation on the need for reforms to ensure India's growth as the developed world faces an economic crunch, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh again pitched for reforms and stressed on the need for a climate that attracts investment and appreciates innovation. Dr. Singh said that it was the responsibility of the government to ensure that corporate laws matched up to global standards.
We must build a climate that attracts investment and encourages and rewards innovation and establish fair and effective regulatory institutions. Economic growth in Asia in the last decade has positioned the region as the growth engine of the world. At a time when industrialized countries' growth has greatly slowed down, the GDP of Asian countries is estimated to grow by 6.9% in 2012 and 7.3% in 2013. The Asian region is thus expected to play a very crucial role in driving and stabilizing the global recovery process.
The communist leaders mocked at the Prime Minister's address to the nation on economic reforms, saying that it was a miserable attempt to reach out to the public as no substantial reply was given by him.
Our question is, instead of reducing the subsidies on the rich, for the rich, why are you reducing the subsidies for the poor? There is no answer. So that is why our protest, saying that these sort of economic policies may benefit international capital and domestic corporates, but it is not in the interest of the Aam Aadmi, and it is going to only push the Aam Aadmi further into poverty.
It was a desperate attempt by the Prime Minister to reach out the people, but he has miserably failed. He has not said anything new. Even all other ministers in the cabinet are talking the same thing. He has not said anything new. There was no any substantial reply to the serious questions raised by political parties and people.
The Supreme Court Judge Altamas Kabir said that the interest of the section of population whose interests could be affected by foreign investments should be kept in mind.
We are thinking in terms of bringing in foreign investors in a big way. That has its importance. But at the same time, can we also afford to not think or rather not notice the problems that may be faced by a certain other section? How far can we balance the two?
BJP leader Venkaiah Naidu took a jibe at the government over discontent among allies regarding the recent reforms. Protesting against the reform measures, government ally the Trinamool Congress pulled out its 6 ministers and 19 in the lower house of parliament, reducing Singh's coalition to a minority government and bringing even more instability to an already volatile political landscape. Naidu said that the government was always quick to point a finger at the opposition for misleading the people, adding that this time around they were unable to take their allies into confidence regarding FDI in retail and the diesel price hike.
The Congress party cannot hoodwink the people. Now Prime Minister is saying that opposition is misleading the people. Your Kerala Chief Minister said no to FDI in retail. Your NCP ally said roll back diesel price because it will affect farmers. Your allies DMK and Samajwadi Party joined the Bandh to protest against these measures. Your ally TMC has withdrawn support. Do you mean to say they are misleading the people?
Stay with us as we go through more national stories right after a short break.